Hey guys, Chris here. You join me here in our office actually in Bergen. This week I'm not out driving any car at all. I'm actually out flying, so well, I don't have a car to show you guys. I will have a V60 press car next week, so in two videos guys, I'll show you the V60 D4. I'm really excited to have that car for a week, but then we have to make a video today, so I thought I'd make a Q&A. It's been a really long time ago since I made a Q&A. I tried to pick out some of you guys' questions. Funny enough, you guys haven't had very much questions lately. You've had a lot of, statements and cool comments and a lot of discussions in the comment section. I really appreciate that, but not a lot of comments, not a lot of questions. So let's start with the first question, which is from the Birch Light Metallic V60. I filmed the interior and exterior video of. James Nardini says, beautiful car. Have you seen or reviewed the plaid cloth interior? I love its style. I've actually seen it. I'm not the biggest fan of, cloth, but I think it looks really cool. It's like a throwback to, I don't know, the 70s or 80s. It looks a lot like the GTI plaid cloth. Normal cloth, just black or boring plain cloth, I'm not a very good fan of. I like leather, the smell, and the feel, but I think it's a really cool interior of what I've seen in pictures. I haven't seen it in person yet, but I'm really excited to see it in person. Next question comes from Patrick with a K. Hi. Does the Volvo V60 2019 only come in V4? So I think he means to say an i4, an inline 4 engine. And well, all new Volvos since 2015, since the XC90 came out on the SPA platform, have all been 4-cylinders. Either 4-cylinder gas engines, 4-cylinder diesel engines, or 4-cylinder hybrids. They actually have a 3-cylinder engine, which is the T3 in the XC40. So yes, only 4-cylinder engines, and I know that's a downside for a lot of people, and maybe even a a deal breaker for a lot of people. But Volvo 4-cylinder engines are actually really nice, one of the most refined and quiet in the business, and very punchy, especially when you get the T6 or even the T8 hybrid drivetrain. They're really quick, really torquey, and really responsive. Next question from JXVX in my V60 T6 Inscription video. He says, that's not the R version. No, hence the title, V60 T6 Inscription. It's not the R version. Very good observed. Next question from Jasper. Use the fuel cap to lock the fuel mouth. Again, referring to me in my V60. Is the Volvo V60 the best car Volvo has ever made? He says, use the fuel cap to lock the fuel mouth, or it doesn't have a fuel cap, ? It doesn't actually have a fuel cap. All new Volvos have fuel-less caps, so you can't lock the fuel mouth in any way or order. You only can do that with where the fuel, the nozzle has that function. Most fuel nozzles have that, but often I find them broken. They don't work. So no, it doesn't have a fuel cap actually. Second to last question, guys, from Mr. Wang. It's a very nice car. So he's referring to, he's referring to the Volvo V60 T6 Inscription in exterior and interior tour video I made on the T6 Inscription I had. He says, it's a very nice car, but I don't understand why they still use that type of shifter. The automatic shifter in BMW, just using a small movement to change the gear and feels much more solid. The shifter movement in the new V60 are almost the same as Volvo's had from the 1980s. I totally disagree with you. The mechanical shifter Volvo has with their 8-speed ASIN automatic transmissions, so all SPA platform cars, is one of the best feeling, one of the most solid and most mechanical feeling shifters in any car. It just feels so solid. It just clicks really nicely into any gears. And that flimsy thing BMW has, that electronic shifter, just doesn't even come close. The best mechanical or the best electronic shifter I felt are Audis, which feels really nice and clicky. It feels mechanical, that's why it feels nice. So I totally disagree with you, Mr. Wang, because I think it's one of the nicest feeling shifters. And if you watch my 21 things and stuff, or 19 things and stuff, I think it's 21 things and stuff I love about the Volvo V60, that's one of those things. Last question. No, I actually have 2 more questions. Sorry, guys. Second to last question from Marco Polo. How can this be a 2019 Volvo? Again, referring to the 2019 V60 T6 Inscription. Well, model years start often in the summer or in the fall. So if you go out and buy a new car in most places in the world, now you get a 2019 model year. Of course, the car wasn't built in 2019 since we're still in 2018. That's just impossible. But some manufacturers even come out with, you know, you can probably buy a 2020 model from some manufacturers. I know in the US, they're notorious for having, you know, almost 2 years forward of model years, which is just hilarious. It wasn't always like this, but it's a trend that's become more and more popular because usually they do some changes. Maybe it's a facelift, maybe it's an engine, you know, change or some kind of update, which they do in the fall, and then they indicate that by a new model year. So that car is a 2019 Volvo V60. Last question from My Sleksina. Totally butchering the pronunciation. I don't know how you pronounce that at all. I really do apologize. And this is regarding my last BMW X3 video where I said, or asked the question, is this the best driving SUV? He says, depending on how you define criteria for the best, SUV is not a sports car, but still in that category. Category cornering ability is critical, and the Audi will be the winner, thanks to its small ground clearance. Forester will be the winner in the off-road discipline. Volvo will lead balanced drive with comfort and robust cornering. What else? Question mark. So English is obviously not his mother tongue, so you are forgiven about, you know, the structure of your question here. But what I think he's trying to say is it depends on how you define the best. Well, that's why I put in the title, the best driving SUV question mark, and that's what I talk about for more than half of the video, how the X3 is to drive. If you haven't seen that video, click the link up there in the right corner where I talk about how it is to drive. But that's the question, and in that question I'm very specific. Is it the best driving SUV on the market? And no, an SUV is not a sports car, but some SUVs handle like sports sedans and drive like sports cars, which is very, very impressive. And some cars drive like luxury cars, which is also very impressive. The Audi Q5 or the BMW X3 is a better driving car than the Audi Q5. It corners better, in my opinion. It has better comfort. I haven't driven, well, on normal dampers. I haven't driven the Q5 on air suspension, but I don't think that car is as sporty as the X3. The ground clearance is the same, I think, in all of these cars. The XC60, the X3, and the Audi Q5 all have about the same ground clearance, 20 millimeters, 200 millimeters, 20 centimeters, if I'm not mistaken. The Forester will be the winner. I'm sorry to tell you this, but the Forester just doesn't compete with... It's a brilliant car, but that car competes with the Toyota RAV4 and the Honda CR-V, not with the Q5, the X3, or the XC60. They are in a different class of car. They are luxury SUVs and a little larger on the outside and on the inside. Volvo will lead balanced drive with comfort and robust I can't speak today. Robust cornering. Well, watch my BMW X3, the last video, and I'll tell you guys what I think about those criteria and how good the X3 actually is. I'll leave it at that. So guys, I hope you liked today's video, a Q&A. A long time ago since we did a Q&A. And if you want more Q&As, let me know, ask me comments or ask me questions in the comment section below. So guys, if you like today's video, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.
We'll be right back.